If you're going to do it, then do it. Say what you can do and do what you say. If you can't do it, don't claim that you can. Don't over-leverage yourself or the decision. Don't dip a toe just to try it out once you're already in. Think it through beforehand. But when it's time to go, dive in, finish it, see it through, come out the other side. Don't walk away wondering, what if? That's what keeps me up at night, and I think it keeps a lot of people up too. When you half-ass something, you're left not knowing if you failed or succeeded, if you got what you wanted or not. But when you give it your all, you can look in the mirror and say, I went all in. I found out. And maybe it's not for me, or maybe it absolutely is. That kind of clarity is a gift. A big part of life's challenge is that many of us are half-assing ourselves. We're not fully engaged with who we are. We're not studying ourselves deeply enough, not holding ourselves accountable, not giving ourselves credit when we succeed, and not giving ourselves a wake-up call when we fall short, even though we knew better. I wish we were more full of ourselves in that way. Someone once said to me, "You're so full of yourself." And I thought, well, who else am I supposed to be full of? I stopped and wrote that down. I meant it. I wish more people were full of themselves in the right way. We should be able to look in the mirror, own what we've accomplished, and say, good job. That's what you wanted. That's what you got. And at the same time, we should be able to look ourselves in the eye when we fail and say, nope, you missed. You didn't pull that off. We need to give ourselves and others more credit. Happiness may not be guaranteed, but there is a science to satisfaction. You can study the habits that bring less pain, maybe even more joy. That's a win. It's so much easier to be kind and supportive to others than to ourselves. When someone else tries their best, we're quick to say, good effort, or you'll get it next time. But when we try our best and come up short, we kick ourselves out the door with a harsh word. When things don't go how I wanted or believed they could, I know I'm the reason. But owning that is actually an asset. Even when someone says, why are you giving yourself credit for messing up? It's because I made the choice. We're going to make mistakes. We need to own them, make amends, and then move on. Guilt and regret can kill a person long before their time. So turn the page. Get off the ride. You're the author of your own life. There are habits I notice, things I consistently take care of in life: health, faith, fatherhood, being a husband. When I'm steady in those areas, life has fewer valleys. The ironic tragedy of life is that it has to be lived forward, but only makes sense in reverse. Looking back, we can connect the dots perfectly. It's all mathematical, all connected. There were moments we thought were endings, but they were really beginnings. What you lean into is the mystery ahead. Maybe you don't know what you want yet, but you sure as hell know what you don't want. That gives you leverage. That's clarity too. We often say, figure out who you are. But I've stopped asking my kids that. Instead, I remind myself of what Bob Dylan once said. We're not who we are, we're what we create. That gives me peace. It's easier to figure out who you're not. By eliminating what doesn't serve you, you naturally start to discover who you really are. It's much easier to let go of what's wrong than to force your way into discovering some true self. So ask yourself, Do you need to press the accelerator or just take your foot off the brake? Sometimes it's not about grinding harder. Sometimes you've got to back up, laugh, sip your favorite drink, and dance through the raindrops. Even bad moments can be seen with gratitude. One of the big themes in my life has been learning to alchemize hard times into something good. When you're going through something tough, how do you find perspective? Often, I'll start by intellectualizing what I know I should believe, even if I don't believe it yet. I might even trick myself. This too shall pass. But in the middle of a storm, that's just words. You're like, man, this sucks. But deep down, whether I'm aware of it or not, I carry this undeniable optimism. I believe this isn't all there is. And if it is, so what? That helps me minimize it. I try not to make a big deal out of things others might turn into a crisis. That said, I'm still human. I get the blues. I get mad. I wrestle with demons at night. I wonder why things happen. When something goes wrong, my first instinct is to ask myself, what did you do to deserve this? There's a quote I love. Every man knows reflection and introspection when he's at his lowest. In bad times, you have no choice but to reflect. But here's the kicker. Why don't we do the same when things are going well? That's what I've learned. When you're thriving, deconstruct why. Take notes. I've found consistencies, like how I appreciated more, noticed more beauty, took less for granted. When I drift off course, I look at that list and recalibrate. None of it is by accident. Let's raise a glass to what's working. Celebrate it, knowing it won't last forever. A mountain's always waiting to be climbed. Sometimes the best advice I can give myself is, listen to my own damn advice. We used to look up at the sky and wonder about our place in the stars. We've become too impressed with accomplishments, careers, and appearances. The sooner we become less impressed and more involved in the work, the better we get at it. We've forgotten who we are. Explorers, pioneers, not caretakers. So why pursue hard things? Because they cost something. There's no real risk unless you could lose. But that's what makes it real. I feel more alive when I'm challenged. I'm nervous every day I show up to work. There's a cost, and I like that. Life isn't easy. Don't try to make it easy. Life's not fair. It never was. Don't fall into the entitlement trap. You're not a victim. Get over it. Move on. Most things are more rewarding when you break a sweat. When I know I nailed a day, when I had a plan and executed it, I feel confident. I feel fulfilled. Be brave. Be courageous. It builds strength, awareness, and self-respect. Let's talk about the opponent. They're bigger, faster, more experienced. On paper, they're better. But they don't know your heart, and that's what matters. I do what I do because I feel like I was born to do it, and that excites me. Don't do something just because you can. That's not enough. Be discerning. Choose it because you want it. Do it because it means something to you. It's on you. We remember what we earn and experience more than what we're told or given for free. The effort stays with us. It builds resilience. It builds real optimism. It reminds us that delayed gratification works, that choices we make today will reward us tomorrow. I've had friends lose jobs and then refuse other jobs just because the pay was less. Years go by and they're still stuck, waiting for the perfect opportunity. Meanwhile, they could have been building something, anything. Maybe that lesser job would have led them to something greater. Sometimes it's not about the perfect choice. Just make a choice. Commit. Dive in. So while we're here and life is running across the jumbotron, let's make it count. Let's break a sweat doing what we love, focus on our strengths, and write our own story. Let's overcome our fears, become friends with ourselves, and give it everything we've got until the final whistle blows. And if you do that, we cannot lose. Remember, turn the page, get off the ride. You're the author of your life. Knowing who you are is hard. Give yourself a break. Eliminate who you're not, and you'll find your way. Someone once asked me, "Who's your hero?" I said, "Give me 2 weeks." I came back and said, "It's me in 10 years." 10 years later, they asked again, "So, are you your hero now?" I said, "Not even close. My hero is me in 10 more years." And that's the point. I'll never reach my hero, and I'm fine with that. It keeps me moving forward. So whoever or whatever you look up to, whoever you're chasing, amen to that. All right, just keep living. Nobody's perfect. We've all choked, missed the shot, blanked at the mic, fumbled under pressure. Maybe you've even had a moment so good it scared you. That's because we create false ceilings. We think things are too good to be true, but they're not. We don't have the right to say we don't deserve those moments. If we stay focused on the process, not the results, we won't choke. We won't be distracted by the spotlight. The approach becomes the destination. We're not finished. We're in it. Bo Jackson used to run through the end zone and up the tunnel. Snipers aim beyond the target. We do our best when our goals are beyond measurement, when our reach exceeds our grasp. Then the race is never over. The journey never ends. We're always on the way. So let them tap you on the shoulder and say, "You did it." Let them tell you it's time to go home. Let them say, "Thank you." Take the lid off those man-made limits. Always play like an underdog. There's responsibility in freedom, and freedom in responsibility. Life isn't just Saturdays and cake. Try it. You won't last. Responsibility is appreciation of the past. It's building a legacy. It's investing in who we want to become. True freedom means being responsible, checking in with our better selves and saying, "Tomorrow, I'll do just a little bit better." We never land. There's no final ta-da moment. We're all chasing a moving target. But if we can accept that, laugh at it, work for it, that's as good as it gets. And that's pretty damn awesome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you. Good luck as keep living.